Hi everybody. So I've been working on this video for a few days now, but it's finally here. So here I present the rewrite of Diamond and Pearl anime. Let's get one. But before we get into it, I should clarify that only the black and white rewrite. This won't be a full series. This is all on one video and all kind of summarized. Yeah. In case you've seen Sakura's video, it's kind of like that. Yeah. So without further ado, let's hop into this. Starting out, we're gonna go into everybody's teams. Now, you saw my new teams for Ash video. You already know about Ash's team. But in case you didn't, I'll tell you here. Your Ash's Sinnoh team, my rewrite is Pikachu, Staraptor, Torterra, Infernape, Weasel, and Lucario. And of course, he brings Apom, but he trades it for Weasel. Well, no, I love Torterra, and I still do, but I hate how disrespected the guy out there evolving. So I'm changing that. He's gonna get some wins, and he's gonna keep his personality as a Turtle and Grotto. We're gonna keep Infernape for obvious. And Lucario's here, but don't worry, I got a plan for him. The rest, yeah. So, as you can clearly see, I unfortunately got rid of Gliscor and Gable. In my opinion, they were definitely the weakest members of this team. Gliscor lost almost every bat. I don't know, Gable was caught way too late to really do anything. So, wait. Now let's go on everyone else. Starting off with Dawn. Her team in my rear, right, is Piplup, Baneri, Pachirisu, Ambipom, Glaceon, and Cyndaquil. Credit goes to Zagdashi, with the only change I made was not evolving Baneri, because personally, I don't think Lopunny really fits Dawn. As for Glaceon, I also agree that it made more sense. Similar to how I gave Ash and Espeon, since Zoe had Leafeon, I thought it made perfect sense for Dawn to have Glaceon. But Cyndaquil's here for obvious reasons. Piplup, same, and I couldn't get rid of Pachirisu. So Ambipomp's here for obvious reasons. If Weasel wasn't released, then there was no reason to get rid of Ambipom. It was ridiculous. Now we go on to Brock. As you can see, his team, he keeps the same three from canon, but I also added three more additions: Marowak, Steelix, and Ninetales. So yeah, spoiler alert, but Brock catches these two. He keeps Vulpix. He's gonna fully evolves into Ninetales. As I said back in a previous video, or more specifically my Ash video, Brock will find a Meloco. It would trade it for Ash's Gengar, and instead of randomly evolving off screen, it actually evolves. And also, I'm having Brock keep it since I see it as his partner Pokemon, similar to Ash and Pikachu. Next, we go on to the rivals. Paul, he gives every Pokemon money still owned, minus the released ones, obviously. Pokemon, I thought were memorable, so I don't really need to go into his team. Nando, honestly, he keeps the same Pokemon from canon, minus the Kricketune, since he already had Kricketune. Honestly, I like Nando's team. They all scream Nando. And aside from Lopunny, but I like it for him. Conway. Honestly, all the Pokemon he kept from canon. Dusknoir, or Licky, Shuckle, Slowbro, Heracross, and Aggron. Wait, did he have? Actually, I don't remember if he had an Aggron, but I think he did, yeah. Barry. He keeps Empoleon, Roserade, Hitmonlee, and Skarmory, but I replace his other two mons for Rapidash and Rhyperior. Rhyperior is here because his add-ons one. Rapidash, because I don't know, I think it looks cool with him. Then we have Zoe. She keeps everyone from canon, minus Luminia. And instead replaced her for the Togekiss that won't be going to Dawn. Plus, she had Glaceon, like I said earlier, and I already brought up everything with her Leafeon. Now we have Kenny. Honestly, he keeps everyone from canon too. I just gave him a Zatu because I want him to have a full team. Honestly, I like these Pokemon for Kenny. I don't know why, they just look cool. Anyway, now we're on to a new addition. Riley. I got a little something planned for him, so keep watching for this took a while, but I eventually came up with this team for him. Lucario, Absol, Rampardos, Mamoswine, Salamence, Gyarados, and for rotation, Metagross. Yeah, I did some research, and since he specializes in attack, I have to go Pokemon that all had high attack stats. But we're not done. We have one more group, the remaining statures. Cheryl, Buck, and Marley. Cheryl has Blissey, Gastrodon, Wigglytuff, and Drifblim. Mira has Alakazam, Gengar, Gardevoir, and for Milotic. Marley has Arcanine, Ninjask, Crobat, and Weavile. And finally, Buck has Claydol, Shuckle, Probopass, and Cargo. These are all Pokemon that I could find that specialize in their specific stat. It's H. You should probably know that. Special defense and defense for Bug, special attack for Mira, speed for Marley, and HP for Cheryl. Cheryl, you know what I mean. Now let's get into the actual rewrite. So a good chunk of the episodes play out the beginning episodes all play out the exact same. Say we meet Dawn, the thing with Pip, and Eblub, she meets Pikachu, then Ash and Dawn meet Nando, Turtwig, and Paul back. The episode after that, at the Veneeri episode, the Pogech episode, Dawn's first contact, at Starly episode, and the Bondsley episode. Then, however, we get Paul versus Rourke episode, and honestly, like canon, this battle Paul will obviously be on top. Then Ash would battle Rourke, but unfortunately he'd lose due to his concentration being focused on impressing Paul in his gym battle. Then we get the episode after that, and just like canon, Kratos will evolve in the Ramparts after a rogue Aerodactyl. Ash then have his rematch with Rourke, and of course he'd come out on top. Next we go into another episode, the Sugar episode, Pachirisu, Hunter J, Hey Kenny, the Champ Twin, the Cheer L3 part, where we also meet Gardenia, Weasel, Lucius, and the Jenny episode. I don't know, I just wanted to include it. But anyway, then we have Ash versus Gardenia, which also plays the exact same as canon. Next we have the Apini episode, the Boat episode, the other, I don't remember, episode 40, where Paul battles Cynthia, the hallucination, and Gary returned, Maze episode, Mirror episode, and the Dawn's Early Night episode. Then, of course, we get the Hard Home Tag Battle, which also goes the exact same. And Ash and Paul, on and Conway, Brock, and what was her? And I don't remember her name. And Paul releases a Chimchar after the second round. Nash takes it in. And of course, Ash and Paul win. After that, we get Chimchar's new adjustment to his new family, the Cagney episode, I shouldn't have Brock release it. The trade episode for obvious reasons. The Spiritomb episode, the two-part with the Unknown and the Young Jenny. And Jesseline episode, the episode with the maid, just minus the cross-dressing. The episode where we meet another one of Don's friends. And the Glycor episode, because that's where Paul caught Glycor. The Power Nine episode, because I don't know. No, we need some filler episode, but maybe make it better. Also, we meet Cassidy and Butch in that episode. So, of course, the episode where Maylene's in a slum, so Dawn empathizes with her. Of course, after that, we lead in the Dawn versus Maylene, which would play out the exact same as canon. And of course, Ash versus Maylene. And it's a tough fight, and yeah, you can probably guess what I'm going to say. The same as canon. Then we have the introduction of Team Galactic and the real Ulukina at the Pokemon Ranger two-parter. Pokemon Ranger and the Kidna Real two-parter, sorry. And of course, as you saw from the video, yes, Ash catches Rio as it has no trainer. After that, we get the Dustox episode, the Peak and Galoth episode, Wallace episode, May return in the Wallace Cup. Of the episode where they held this new starting trainer with a Pip, of the Chimchar Blaze episode, and the Krogan Festival, which would then lead in the Ash vs. Crasher Wake, which as you can see plays a bit differently, as instead Wake now uses a Poliwrath and Swampert instead of Gyarados and Quagsire. My reason is because since he's a wrestler, I thought it made more sense for him to have Pokemon. I definitely agree it made more sense to have him wrestling fighting type Poliwrath. Also credit to Zach. Thank you for that, by the way. Swampert I added completely on my own because it also kind of looks like he could be a wrestler. Plus it matches his outfit. Color scheme. Also, that's another thing. We're going to have Turch actually win that. It's a tough battle, but he still comes out on top. Other than that, Pikachu knocks out Poliwrath in the first round, and Weasel, of course, takes out Floatzel. They're tough in the beginning of the episode. After that, we get what should be the Swine Up episode, but as you can see, the episode was replaced. But since Mamoswine's not here, it's instead going to be an episode focused on Eevee. We then get an episode focused on Riolu, since Gligar isn't here, at the fashion show, and then we should get the 3 Psyduck episode. Only it's not the 3 Psyducks, and instead an episode dedicated to developing a friendship between Riolu and Chimchar. And then after that, we get Professor Rowan's Summer Academy. After that, we get some more episodes. Fantina episode, Dog Brock, Dawn's Next Contest, the Orb Two-parter, What maybe something better with Angie's return besides some scarf thing? Being the Aaron introduction episode, the Paul battle, or Turtle evolves in the grotto, we return Barry busting out all over. We reunite with Fantina and meet Barry. And after that, we get a battle between Ash and Barry, which plays it also a bit differently. As instead, this time Ash uses Grotto and Riolu. Barry this time uses Rhydon and Rhydon instead of Star Raptor. Grotto takes out Rhydon, loses to Roserade. Roserade end up in a tie, and Polion and Pikachu plays with the exact same as canon. After that, we get Ash versus Fantina, which plays out slightly differently. As you can see, Ash uses Staravia instead of Pikachu, and Dusknoir replaces Gengar. Alright, but the battle mostly plays out the same. Weasel knocks out Dusknoir, Staravia comes out and takes out Miss Drifloon, of course, knocks out Staravia and Weasel, of course, leaving Chimchar. This way, Staravia gets some action. Chimchar doesn't hog the entire battle. Then we get the episode. The gang split up. Chris sleeps in pre-battle. An episode with Baneri and Eevee. Eevee get your Rotom running, and then we get the episode where Rourke and Byron two get out, finding out their father and son, and they have and this time make it a double battle between their aces and also Onyx and Steelix. It's a tough battle, but eventually gets called off by Team Rocket. Actually, no, instead of Team Rocket, I'm going to say the battle ends in a draw. Then the Team Rocket stuff goes down. And then, of course, after that, Ash would battle Byron, which, of course, plays out the exact same as canon, just replace Gliscor with Riolu. And then after that, we get the Riley and Iron Eye in two-parter. But we have a few extra stuff going down here. While getting to know Riley, Ash Riolu develops an admiration for his Lucario. Right, so Ash suggests the battle, but Riley refuses. But not have disinterest or arrogance or nothing. Instead, he wants to try something else. Instead, he and Ash battle with Weasel and Rampardos respectively. And while it's a tough battle, Ash comes out as the victor. Riley's impressed, and so instead of battling, he and his Lucario help Ash and Riolu train their aura. And it's a tough, long process. And then after a long, Riolu will evolve into Lucario, and then the two would help Riley and his Lucario. But whatever happened at the end of that? So, yeah, sorry, I didn't see that. I'll check it out. I'll check it out in the future. Promise. After. Whereas the two have a battle, but this time Riley wins. The two of them part ways will agree and they face off sometime in the future. After we get the episode with the cool Officer Jenny, the Poker Ringer, where Staravia evolves in the Star Raptor, or the Piplup, where the Piplup Evolution Refusal episode. Sorry, started out there. Where the Kenny wins his rip and from Ambipom to Thine on Pokemon Be Truth, but with one major difference. Dawn does not release Ambipom. Instead, she wins the competition. Then we get Classroom Training as the introduction to Candace, but also make Ash look a bit more confident, more smarter. Anyway, then Ash will battle Candace, which would also play out slightly different from Can, as this time Ash still uses Grotto, Star Raptor, and rather than Glasgow replaced with Weasel and Lucario respectively, while Candace's Medicham and Snowvar replaced with Frostlass and Mamoswine. Personally, Mamoswine, I definitely think it fits her better than Piloswine from the games. It's a Frostlass because I think it just kind of suits her too. Anyway, we also shake things up as the first round will be kind of like Wallace's battle. It'll be 2 rounds. Part 1 will be a simple one-on-one with Grotto and Weasel battling Sneasel and Frostlass, and they'd win. And then the second round will be a double bout. Where the two of them would lose, and then it'd be down the Mamoswine and Let's versus Chimchar and Rio Lucario. After that, they'd win, and of course they'd win. After that, we get a pyramiding rage where Paul gets wrecked by Brandon, and the incident in the cave with Reggie Gigas. It's the train episode, only make it more interesting because this is the episode where we meet Looker, and of course after that we get Paul and Ash's like acuity battle, and And yes, Ash does still get wrecked, but Chimchar evolves into Monferno, and also Lucario gets a win against his Honchcliffe and Gingrado. So yeah, this time Ash knocks out at least half of Paul's team, but still unfortunately gets wrecked. And of course, the next episode, on crushing defeat, will be Ash's comeback episode. We then get some more episodes: Platinum, the Twinly Festival, the Oka episode, the Hard Gold and Silver Tube, Coastal Silverite that will play out better than canon, the Ames episode, but also the Mastering Current Events episode with some differences. Of course, Staraptor being, of course, Staraptor replacing Gliscor learning Ominous Wednesday, Gig Impact, winning the rematch, and not getting sent to the train. After that, we get the Team Galactic three-parter. Because obviously, there's no way I'm getting rid of that. After that, we get the episode with Magnezone and Metagross duking it out. The episode where Weasel learns Ice Punch, the Pokemon Decathlon, with the only difference I made being Ash wins and not whatever his name was. Monferno's Evolution episode, Ash's battle with Flint, which re-inspires Volkner, the Tower episode, which unfortunately delays their gym battle. However, this one we only get six episodes with four or the good stuff. But the episode with the kid, where they substitute for Don's mom Joanna, the Marley episode, the Heatran episode, the Birth episode, the Royal Dawn lookalike episode, and the Duplica episode. I'm sorry, not Duplica, whatever her name was, I don't remember. Sorry. Of course, after that, we get the Grand Festival, where Dawn reunite with her rivals. No Harley, unfortunately. Oh yeah, forgot to bring this up, but no Harley. The Candy's still not down in the first round, though. Yeah, no Harley. Sorry if I don't really remember her, nor do I care for her that much. Sorry, and the Dawn, Zoe, Nando, and Jessa Lee all go to their next rounds and no problem. Then they face off in the semifinals. Only if first Dawn defeats Jessa Lee in the first battle and wins, obviously. And then we have Nando versus Zoe. Then of course Zoe wins. And of course the two would duke it out in the finals. Glameon Galay, but this time it's against Weasel and Namifon. Unfortunately, while I wanted to do it against it, Dawn still loses. I couldn't bring myself. I have slight OCD. I couldn't bring myself to change it. And then we have Ash versus Volkner, which mostly goes the same, but with one extra that eats, and that would be that Torterra defeats Electivire. I hated the fact that he got knocked out so quickly. After that, Pikachu would battle Jolteon and would win, but unfortunately he get knocked out by Luxray alongside Torterra, thanks to his fire thing. Let's just say he learns that. I don't know. And then of course Inferno, but this would be he masters Blaze here. Actually, it helps Ash win his final gym badge. After that, we get the Candy Penguin gymming episode, the Bug introduction episode. Yeah, I know these episodes might seem, I know the Bug episodes random, but believe me, the stat trains will have a purpose. Just wait. After that, we get to the Sinnoh League. We start off with an old family blend where Ash is to remake his old Pokemon, only minus the evolution of Quilava because he's already Quilava. And then we go to Ash's League battles. However, this time we're starting things off against a trainer named Sarah, where Ash is Bayleaf, Corphish, and Snorlax versus her Tangrowth, Vespiquen, and Grumpig. And of course, he wins. However, this time Ash will face Nando in the top 32, as I feel bad for Nando getting knocked out in the first round. He at least deserved to make it to the second round. Ash will face him with Quilava and Heracross like canon, but Staraptor is replaced with Pidgeot. But despite that, the battle goes pretty much the same as canon. Roser is knocked out by Pidgeot. Armarlo knocks out Pidgeot, then it's Quilava and Armarlo and then the tie, and then we get an epic battle between Kricketune and Heracross that ends in Ash's victory. After that, we get Paul versus Barry, which, plays with the exact same as canon. Barry does put up a tough fight, but unfortunately, he's still no match for Paul. Then we have Ash versus Conway, where of course, it's Noctowl, Alan Gill are replaced with Shiny Mantine and Flygon. However, we also will play a bit things differently. As this time, Donphan is the one of the knockout Shuckle, while Mantine knocks a Licky the same way Noctowl did. Unfortunately, they're both knocked out thanks to the Trick Room, but Flygon manages to come out on top, getting Ash the win. After that, we get the intense and crazy and awesome totally 10 out of 10 Ash versus Paul, with of course or Lucario replacing Gliscor. After that, Ash's new semifinal opponent, yes, plot was Ash will instead face Riley in the top four slash semifinal with his team of Primeape, Sceptile, Espeon, Tyranitar, Torkoal, and Pikachu against his Absol, Rampardos, sorry, a Gyarados, Salamence, Metagross, and Mamoswine. It's a tough and intense battle and close, but Ash loses. Riley would then go on to the finals, face a trainer who, for the sake of this, I'm calling Ace with his same team will replace Metagross Lucario against the Ace's Bronze on Abomasnow, Haltaria, Toxicroak, Magmortar, and Hippowdon. And of course, Riley will be the one to win the Sinnoh League. But after that, the group will be on a ferry. We get the event the Brockster is in. After that, the group discuss their plans. Dawn plans to head back home. Brock's thing too, but Ash's journey isn't quite over in Sinnoh yet, as he's going to take on the Sinnoh Battle Frontier. Yep, that's right. I'm having Ash on the Sinnoh Battle Frontier. You thought that was in case you're worried about Riley, don't worry. I got plan. It turns out Ash Palmer already brought up the Sinnoh Battle Frontier, and after Ash's battle with Riley, the two talked about how they both wanted the cards to face in a rematch. So Riley suggested Ash on the Sinnoh Battle Frontier and then battle him again. And Ash agreed. So the group, Dawn and Brock decided to travel with. It's during here that Dawn, I want to help some coordinators out, and Brock will have some more, also help people out as a doctor more. Continue and push them to in the back, they're better. Push them anyway. Ash will be on the Sinnoh Battle Frontier, but and I'm sorry to disappoint some of you, but here I should only use the Sinnoh team for the Sinnoh Battle Frontier. I know it might be disappointing, but I thought it would be interesting that we swap things up. Like for the Hoenn League, Ash only uses Hoenn team, but probably gets old Pokemon for the Battle Frontier. So I thought we should switch things up. He brings his old Pokemon for the Sinnoh League, but decided to just use his Sinnoh Pokemon for the Sinnoh Battle Frontier. Anyway, for Thornton, he switched. Of course, he has no. So I just gave him three. He uses these random Ariados, Raydilly, and Drifblim, while Ash uses Buizel, then Lucario, and then Pikachu. Ash then battle Dahlia with her who uses Magnezone, Ludicolo, and Togekiss. I don't know, these monsters just seem like Pokemon Dahlia would use. Well, Ash uses Infernape, Torterra, and Staraptor. Ash will face Argenta in a double battle with her randomized team on Gulpin and Purugly, while Ash is using the fighting type duo of Infernape and Lucario. And then Ash will battle Dirac, while also meeting Galen up there, using his team of Ninetales, Staraptor, and Gallade, while he uses Torterra, Pikachu, and Buizel. Next up, Ash would then be on his way to battle Palmer and get a rematch. But Barry shows up and says Palmer wanted to see a rematch between them before he battled him. So they did, with Barry using Hitmonlee, a Rapidash, and once again his Ace Empoleon, while Ash uses Weasel, Staraptor, and Fernape. It's a tough battle, but Ash comes out as the victor. But just in case you want more detail, Hitmonlee knocks out Weasel. Will is knocked out by Staraptor, but then ties with Rapidash, and while it's an intense battle between Empoleon and Fernape, Fernape wins. So of course, Ash then battled Palmer with Palmer's team of Abomasnow, Dragonite, and Rhyperior versus Lucario, Pikachu, and Torterra. Lucario, while struggles to play the type advantage, knocks out Abomasnow, but is then taken out by Dragonite. Pikachu takes out Dragonite, reminiscent of Ash versus Drake, and Torterra will get payback for the Twin Leaf Festival against Rhyperior, winning Ash the Sinnoh Battle Frontier. But Ash isn't completely done, as it turns out. Riley had a challenge before he faced Ash. By using Ash will face his fellow stat trainers in 1v1 battles. He battles Mira and her Chero and her Blissey with Infernape. They have Mira and her Alakazam with Staraptor, Buck and his Claydol with Torterra, and Marley and her Arcanine with Weasel. The battles are all intense, but Ash managed to come out as the victor in all of them. Eventually, Ash comes face to face with Riley again, and he and Lucario get their both show growth out of the Sinnoh League and the Frontier, and Ash is after a tough, hard-fought battle. Ash is the winner for defeating his rival and his new rival, and and getting back with the Sinnoh League and Iron Island. After this, the group would then be on the way to Twin Leaf Town, and this is where we get the events of Memories Are Made of Bliss. It's minus the Bannier becomes a model thing. Instead, Dawn just wants to do contests again, but decides to stay at home with her mom. People runs off in a what's up an upset frenzy, but the group would easily destroy Team Rock and send them blasting off. Don't forget an emotional moment when Dawn and Pip love. Back at Dawn's place, the group then watched a battle between Flynn and Cynthia, with Ash imagining himself in the battle. Brock telling Ash and Dawn he's going to study to become a Pokemon doctor. Ash, Dawn, and Brock reaffirming their goals, and of course, they share a heartfelt goodbye. And they say bye. They say goodbye. Ash and Brock say goodbye to Dawn, and Dawn and Pip share a sweet hug. And after that, Ash and Brock would then proceed to part ways. For good this time. We then cut to few final scenes. Ash looking over Pallet Town with Pikachu, and the two running down, heading on home, ending their Sinnoh journey. And next time, a new beginning. And that's the end of this rewrite video. So, what did you all think? What did y'all think about my changes, things I added, or hey, please, I'm welcome to feedback, and I can't wait to hear. Tell me your thoughts in the comments, and look forward to the next video. See ya.